Hello guys, we're going to start here in just a minute. Just going to share the link here. Yep, we just started. So you didn't miss anything, Hank. And you got a lot of guys that are going to be repping here tonight. So you're definitely going to see how well they're going to do here. All right. Alright, so so another episode of All Stars here. It's been a minute. Yes, all the TWN titles are like the big ones, but the biggest is the TWN Championship. Yes, that's exactly what TWN is. It's pretty much territory era NWA. That's kind of the best way to compare it. Let's see, got all these. Opening match here, we have. Let's see, where is. Yeah, Richards has been really solid right now with that title. He's defended it in some multi-man matches too. Let's see, I think it's where would Gunther be at? In here, yeah. Opening match is going to be Gunther representing UPW going against let's see. Ooh, nope. Let's see here. No, not that. Okay. Where did he get put? I feel like I'm missing something here. All right, where is Shalabay? I feel like I'm going blind with sometimes trying to find some of these guys. I think he was drafted by. There he is, Shala. There he is. So opening match here: Shalabay versus Gunther. Shalabay of TWL and Gunther of UPW from the developmental system. All right, let's see how this one goes here. Huh, interesting. That's LJC's promotion. I think the initials for what he picked was Undisputed Pro Wrestling.
Fight.
Or something like that. So I don't know if he based it on a real promotion or if it was just a coincidence with the initials. Because I know sometimes when we were organizing wrestling promotions early on, it was kind of tough coming up with names sometimes because we're trying to like come up with our own thing, but it can be tough to find like proper initials that don't end up replicating an already established.
Yeah.
Oh wow! How did Brutus move in the ring? Nobody knows. I get you there. Shalabay was a very tough opponent during the YWA era. Brutal fight, strike style. Held on to a lot of titles too for some decent lengths, especially in the hardcore arena.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, oh wow, Gunther's busted open. You know what? I will say this about Brutus here. I know he gets a lot of shit for his relationship with Hogan and stuff, but I'll give him this. I don't think he never had like decent moments in his career. Oh, the truth teller there. And another thing too, when he had that when he was in WCW, when he had that nasty. There we go. It was just a quick hiccup. But anyway, when he had that nasty boat accident and messed up his face, the fact that he got surgery and came back to wrestling after all that is, I feel like you got to give him credit for that, because a lot of people would have just been done after all that. But the fact that he did all that, got back into like semi in-ring shape, and try to make something.
Yeah. Give up. Give up. Give up.
Oh wow, he tapped. Oh wow, jeez. Damn. Well, at least he's not boring. He knows how to live a life. Man, yeah, he freaking is. Well, Star Fox's promotion will get some rewards there. Now we got some tag action here. These are for some indie titles. It'd be the Breast Bro tag titles. Team Echo of SWE's developmental promotion. Of course, these will be represented by... We'll do Diamond Victoria here. And they'll be going against XAW's developmental people here. Let's see. Well, when you've party as hard as he does, and you know, and all that, I mean, I think at some point you're just like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, You know, and it's crazy because if that kind of stuff came out like in the 80s or whatever, it would have wrecked his career. And nowadays, like, no one gives a shit. It's amazing how like stuff evolves over time like that, how things can just switch like that. Alright, let's see how this one goes here. Yeah. But man. I thought she had her theme. I wonder what happened. It probably didn't get re-downloaded. I'll have to fix that at some point.
Fight.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing too, is that I've seen a lot. It seems like with wrestling, especially some of the local events I've been to over the last couple years, well, only a couple, because where I live in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, but in Cadillac, there's this local promotion, that me and my wife went to a couple events to, and the crowds they get are very diverse, like people from all like lifestyles and whatever. It's kind of cool to see like wrestling being able to draw all these kinds of people together like that. But yeah, that promotion, they've been rocking it the last year and a half. They've been putting on like not an event every month, but kind of like almost monthly. Like they kind of have a 2-3 month off period, but they're pretty consistent. They've been bringing There we go. That's the second time it's happened. I gotta keep my eye on that. But they've had some guys over. The second event I went to, they've had Rhino appear and fought in a match, which was cool. I know they've had Hornswoggle appeared a few times. They've also had Mr. Kennedy at the last event and a half-ish. So they've had quite a few cool things happen there with some guest guys. They're very committed and solid. I remember one time in our first event that we've been to, we were getting souvenirs and we were getting signatures or something from the heel table, and all I had was $100 bill. And yeah, and that's a great wrestler to use for traveling like that, because you could do so much with him without tying a lock to him, because he's such a character and everyone loves him, so he'd be perfect for traveling. But yeah, at the heel table, I only had $100 bill, so I paid them with $100, and I think the total was only like 20 or 30. And they kept the money and told us to like bug off or something. And my wife was kind of quietly panicking because she's like, "Ken, that's a lot of money that they took." And I'm just like, "Oh, don't worry. Well, it's part of the kayfabe fun, because she doesn't know wrestling like that. She just that was her first like ever like getting really into like wrestling. So she was like panicking. But the owner, who also like wrestles too with the stuff, he kind of came up to us before the second half of the show was to start, because it was halftime, and he was like, gave us the change back and was just kind of gave a quick little like, hey, this is just, you know, part of the thing or whatever. And I was like, it was fun though to. It was pretty die-hard kayfabe to keep the change like that. Oh my god, it still cracks me up. Oh yeah, but yeah, Rhino, he's great for that. And you know what? I feel like sometimes the most valuable wrestlers you can have are the ones that you don't need to plug titles to, and they can still be super over and super valuable. Guys like Andre the Giant and guys like that. I mean, of course, you want them to get like stuff like and of course, sometimes they need to get stuff like that eventually. But when you get wrestlers like the Undertakers, the Brave, guys that you can do so much different creative stuff with, story-wise or whatever, and it doesn't have to be the standard stuff like title chases and stuff, man, it really can help a lot with keeping things fresh.
1, 2.
Ooh. Oh, going up top. Avoids the knees. Oh, backstabber. Ooh. No, nice counter there. Oh, here comes Kareem to interfere. Leader of Team Echo here. But you know what? The territories aren't around anymore, but the way wrestling's kind of becoming nowadays, like, there is kind of a pseudo-territory thing going on. Because I know even NWA right now, they are trying to, like, do some, like, kind of a territory-like kind of thing with some other promotions under, like, association with NWA, kinda. I know, and then you got WWE doing their thing with TNA, which is awesome to see. AEW, I mean, early on they were kind of doing that stuff too, but they seem to kind of be lacking that a lot lately. And I think outside of their stuff with New Japan, they really haven't. I don't know how much they do, because I know they were doing quite a bit with TNA before. Before WWE kind of stole them from them. Destroyed the Indies. Yeah, you know what? They kind of did a little bit, because, well, first they got Ring of Honor, but Ring of Honor was kind of gone, so you could argue they kind of saved it. But Ring of Honor, but the thing with Ring of Honor though, when it was like its own thing, it kind of was the Indies though, because a lot of promotions kind of went through and under Ring of Honor a little bit, because Ring of Honor was kind of doing what NWA used to do, but for the indies, where it was kind of this overarching branch of stuff. Because when I do research for wrestlers, a lot of indie wrestlers, a lot of them spend time in Ring of Honor events. Ooh, look at that. A little, kind of a title change here. Actually, yeah. Ooh, an awesome match though there. Eli will be proud of them there. But yeah, I mean, but and give credit. Yeah, Eli, your people did you proud there. Next match, the TWN Junior Championship will be on the line as SCW's Juventud Guerrero will defend it against IGW's Mikey Whipwreck. But yeah, but my biggest issue with AEW, despite some of the obvious stuff with Tony Khan, is they have all the tools, but the outright refusal to organize stuff a certain way boggles my mind, because they could so easily. Because here's the thing, like they've been dicey with, you know, keeping track of records and stuff, but they have the roster, the show amount. They're almost at the pay-per-view amount, but they're pretty much there. And they have the whole indie show they have the whole developmental show thing. If they just put some effort in dividing the rosters up clearly and organizedly, like what WWE kind of do. I mean, they don't have to do a draft, but just organizing stuff up and putting certain things in certain places, like titles and wrestlers and divisions and stuff on certain shows, it probably would make a world of good in helping them book. But just doing random stuff on 3 shows, it just feels pretty, it just, I don't know, it just kind of feels kind of like lazy and just haphazard. Like it would, I don't know. I just think that at the end of the day, I think that dividing the roster up and the belts and all that, giving everything its own division and everything, will give AEW a little bit of a chance to develop wrestlers. Because that's the thing, that was kind of the beauty of the first roster split back in the early 2000s for WWE, when they had all these wrestlers and stuff, because they had all these guys and belts, but they didn't know what to do with them or anything. So they just sat down and they divided them up between the 2 shows with the belts and all that, and they just went from there. And I think it really helped a little bit, because everyone was doing their thing with something, everyone was under something, and everyone had something like happening or going on. It was easy, and I think it was probably easier to do too, because everything was neat and organized. Now, that didn't stay long term, of course, because eventually, some storylines end and you kind of run out of things to give them to do and stuff. But I think with proper maintenance, AEW could certainly do that with who they have. But for some reason, Tony Khan just wants to just do whatever he feels like without any thinking like or whim. And I don't know. I mean, I know I talk a lot of shit for somebody who doesn't actively watch AEW, and I love AEW, but man, some of the stuff I've seen and heard, and some of the stuff with Khan, it's just like, dude, it just really, I don't know, it kind of zaps the cool out of it, because when AEW first came on, they were cool. It's kind of like in those high school movies where everyone likes kind of the bully. Well, no, let me rephrase that. It's kind of like, those rare high school movies where the nerd starts sticking up for himself against the bully, but then over time the bully starts to like, you know, develop, like starts getting better as a human being, but the nerd still like attacks the bully for being the bully even though they're really not anymore, and it just comes across bad.
Fight.
Yeah, Public Enemy, yeah. New Jack, he got quite a bit out. But here's the thing, New Jack, even though wrestling ability, like, if you really want to see him wrestle, you almost have to watch the Smoky Mountain stuff, because that's where he mostly, like, wrestled. But his talking ability was top-notch. Like, that's what really kept him going, was the talking stuff. Mikey Whipwreck, yeah, he was very green when he got him going with stuff, but the crowd loved him, and he picked up on it quick, and credit to Whipwreck, he really was solid in the ring. He really, like, could move and stuff. And plus, the use of the whippersnapper was great, too. Like, I know the stunner gets associated with Stone Cold and rightfully so, but if you want to look at somebody who used the stunner in different ways, like DDP used the cutter, it's really Mikey Whipwreck that is the equivalent to that, in all honesty. 911's very... Yeah, you know what? 911 was pretty cool, too. I almost wish... I think if they were able to keep him and maybe work on other moves for him to do, even something as basic as, like a power bomb or a sidewalk slam, just something to get him more match ready, I think would have helped a lot with him. But yeah, they did a lot with him. Sandman, oh yeah, definitely Sandman, because here's the thing, like, early Eastern Championship Wrestling, all the key ECW guys were already there, they just had really shitty gimmicks. Fucking teach him a bear hug. Yeah, exactly, a bear hug. You know what, that reminds me too, Great Khali, I know he gets a bad rap, but if you watch his stuff from Japan, he is like doing like standard big man stuff like choke slams, power bombs and stuff. He was actually like wrestling well. My theory on why they didn't have him do nearly as much in WWE outside of Vince's weird like quirks, oh whippersnapper, is he was older. He was actually pretty old when he went to WWE, and I think they just wanted to protect him more than anything from doing anything too aggressive like those kind of moves, but man.
1, 2.
But yeah, Paul Heyman is probably one of the biggest wrestling geniuses ever. Here's the thing, if it wasn't for finances, I think ECW would have survived if the money wasn't an issue. Yeah. A Hoovy driver.
1, 2.
Yeah, it's a shame because I think if they got him earlier, they probably could have got more out of him.
2, 3.
Oh, look at Whipwreck, title change. See, next one we have Antonio Inoki challenging AJ Styles for the TWN broadcast title. Inoki, of course, of SC, is it SCW? No, it's TWL, and of course AJ Styles of FTOA. Let's see, Inoki's also the TWL Hardcore champion as well. Alright, let's see how this one goes here. Yeah, and that's the size thing. I mean, like because it's yeah, and it's a shame too because there was also like a big example was Andre the Giant. Like in his youthful prime, he was incredibly athletic, but because of what he had, the growth thing, I forgot what it was called. They have surgery for it now to like fix it, but they didn't have it until it was too late for Andre. And it messed him up in later years. Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of health unfortunates for the big guys. Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. I mean, Giant Baba. I mean, you know what? Give him credit. Yeah, give him credit though. His staying power was massive. Like when you look at him running with promotion, how often he had titles. You would think that he was pretty selfish about it, but once you kind of see some of those matches, you see how the crowd was. I mean, you kind of realize, yeah, there's probably a reason why he had those titles, because the crowd, because it worked with him having it. And in all honesty, I mean, from what I heard about him, I heard he was like one of the best guys to work under for wrestling, like very fair. You know, knew how to pay guys and stuff, treated wrestlers with respect. I mean, I don't think there was just a lot of complaints about it. But again, back in the day, I don't think people were as like, I mean, everyone was title hungry then, but I think there was an understanding that certain guys just held the belt until they didn't need to hold it. I don't know. I'm a little bit rusty on the politics of belt holding for certain guys. Yeah, but it did. But it also helped the promotion, and to be honest, I mean, nowadays seeing someone who owns and runs a promotion hold their own title can be seen as a little bit like the Vern Gain of things a little bit, but you know what? I mean, he talked the talk and he walked the walk. I mean, he put it on himself to put the title on him and put that pressure on him to get things going and moving with popularity for himself and the promotion, and it worked. And to be honest, like, if he didn't do that, who knows if he would have been able to give all those big wrestlers homes and reliable income and stuff, because all that popularity and stuff that he gained for his promotion and for himself, I mean, helped the people that worked under him in the long run as well, because they saw money too with it. But I mean, and with guys like Inoki, they were like, it's very easy when you're guys like Inoki. It can be very easy to turn into a Vern Gage and just start, or Gagne, or however you pronounce it, and just start to become super like, oh, the belt has to be on me or these specific people, and that's it. And no bother about it, because at the end of the day, Inoki did put the belts on other people. Like, it wasn't like like I said, it wasn't like Vern where he put the belt on himself for a gajillion, times at a time, and other guys as well, when other guys more than deserved it. And that looks like Magnum PA there helping Inoki. Yeah. But, he did his job though, and you know what? I mean, it made the belt, that's crazy though. In Japan, that says something, and that just says something about Vader too. I mean,
1, 2.
I mean, I guess he's a great example. If you're gonna own a promotion and put the belt on yourself and do stuff with it, that's probably the best way to do it. And because any other way can kind of make you look a little
12,
kind of like,
13, 14,
hey, look at me.
15, 16, 17, 18.
Oh yeah, well it's definitely an outfit, that's for sure. I totally get that. But I imagine once you saw all that happening in the ring, I can imagine people like getting really nervous for Inoki. But man, what a turnaround then for Vader though. I mean, man, Vader in his prime, probably one of the most unique wrestlers ever in history, in all honesty. Yeah, spiral tap.
One, two.
Almost had it. Oh, he's stealing the Styles Clash!
Three.
Ah, too close to the rope. Oh, yeah.
One, two.
Yeah. It's a that now you brought that up. The fact that WWF could barely do shit with Vader really says something. But here's the thing: it wasn't like Vader's fault though necessarily, because that whole thing with freaking HBK throwing a temper tantrum on him really wrecked his stuff there too. Well, there's the Styles Clash.
One, two, three.
Oh. That match kind of flew by. Styles retains the title. 94, nice. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he probably was pissed because they were 96. They were trying to, because 95 was a disastrous year for both them and WCW, but WCW was still the stronger two because they had all that money from Ted Turner to keep things going, while Vince was like almost hemorrhaging, and he needed everybody he can, and he was like. And when he said the surgery, Vince was like, God damn it. I need everybody I can get. I can't afford to sign anyone new. And then he just decided, and yeah, I get that, knowing Vince, that he would probably be like, oh, you don't want to come, you want to stay working? Well, fuck you then, and book him like shit after. Oh. You know, it's so crazy to me, because with the benefit of hindsight, all of Vince's like stress decisions in certain big events like didn't need to be, because like stuff like the screw job and choosing to continue the Over the Edge pay-per-view and all that, if he would have made the opposite decisions, they would have won, still won at the end, because WCW was shooting themselves in the foot so fucking much that WWF could afford to do that stuff. But Oddfellow, yeah, definitely. All right, now we got the semi-main event. The TWN tag titles will be on the line as TWL's Outsiders will defend them against TBF's Bockwinkel and Stevens. Well, I think thanks to promotion hybrids there. Let's see. That reminds me, so after we conclude week 2 of TWN, I know I'm gonna be doing a pay-per-view for IGW, but if anyone wanted to do pay-per-views during that time, let me know, because I know it's been a hot minute since there's been some TWN pay-per-view action. Here it is. So, and I know some of you guys may have some projects you were saving, project matches and events you were saving for pay-per-views. Alright, but if anyone does, just message me in the Discord on those things, and I'll put them together when I'm able to. I know for week 2 we still got a few shows. I know I got a couple I still got to do. Star Fox has one, and then you have an episode of Nitro you have to do, Eli, and then DPS has an episode of something of FTOA. Alright, all good there. Let's see how this goes here. Oh man. Well, look at the adjective. Play. Oh my god. Oh. You know what? I'll give Scott and Kevin this. They may not have been the most, especially with Kevin, the most diverse wrestlers in the world and whatever, but man, their charisma stats are through the fucking roof. I mean, those guys could charm a snake out of a basket. I also, when I've been watching Reliving the War on Wrestling Bios, when it really enlightens on the Monday Night War, because in all honesty, really everyone likes to point blame to like certain wrestlers not wanting to do certain things, but in all honesty, that seems to be more on Hogan than anybody else, because Scott and Kevin, especially Scott, they weren't afraid to like put people over necessarily, especially Scott. Goldberg was pretty picky, but really Hogan was kind of the worst of it, in all honesty. Really, when it came down to it, in all honesty, at the end of the day, I think what really tore WCW apart above all else was just the lack of moving on from the NWO stuff. Like, they just did not have anything after NWO. I mean, that's what I think it came down to. They just couldn't compete with WWF. 97. Yeah, that hurt too. 98 was still a pretty good year for them, but I think but after re-looking like through that show stuff, the nostalgia goggles are kind of there for 98, especially when it concerns the Wolfpack. Because the Wolfpack, in all actuality, they did fuck all in 98. Like, they barely did shit. Like, they did some stuff, but they barely did anything. No, here's what I think they should have done. I think what would have been cool... Yeah, they did with Goldberg. I think what they should have done with Sting in 97 Starrcade, I think they should have just done a straight-up match. Well, first of all, even before then, they probably should have helped Sting get in in-ring shape, because he wasn't really in in-ring shape, and they should have done something about that. Second, they should have just had a good straight-up wrestling match. Like, no fuck around for a bit, and then when Hulk was about to have his NWO guys coming in and interfere, you have all the WCW guys in the crowd who weren't booked on the pay-per-view for some reason when you had so many matches go haywire and were shit outside of the opener. You could have had them come in and intercede them, fight with them, or maybe like stand around the ring protecting, like kind of lumberjack style, so that they wouldn't interfere with the match. And you could have had Yeah, exactly. Cause the biggest problem with that whole storyline is there was rarely any moments where the WCW guys stood together as an alliance. You know, you think at some point they would all come together and like go against them. Yeah, exactly. And if you just did that, and if you really wanted to sneak in Bret Hart in, you could have had something happen to Nick Patrick or something, have Bret Hart be a stand-in referee or something, if you really wanted to do that, but I don't think you really needed to. You could even have Nick Patrick turn face there as well, if you wanted to go full board with it. And you could have just had it just be a straight-up match. You didn't need to, like, mess around with shit. And just had him win clean. I mean, and that's the thing, like, you could still kept the NWO going. You still could have done, like fucking the Wolfpack and all that, and separation and all that crap after. Yeah, exactly. That would have been so great. And that's the thing, the rest of the pay-per-view would have been shit, and people would have been fine with it if they just got the ending right. That's all they had to do. And it would have salvaged it, but the fact that they just, man... Yeah. And here's the other thing too, even if Hogan wanted to like be protected losing, you couldn't even have him just be distracted by the NWO guys, like not making it, and then hit him with the death drop and then the death lock. I mean, simple as that. I mean, it's not rocket science. Yeah, I will say this, their match at Super Bowl, when they had that rematch finally, that was a better match. I wish they had that match at Starrcade as opposed to the one they did at Starrcade, but you know, it's ironic that one of Sting's best years ever was, he said this himself, not the Starrcade one, yeah, exactly. And it's kind of ironic, because Sting has said this himself. He said that year of 97, where he was silent and he just stood by the rafters and he was more popular than ever, he said that was one of the worst years of his life, because he wasn't like wrestling or speaking or anything. He just had all this idle time on his hands, and he just, you know, got in deep with shit. It's crazy to think about it like that, but yeah, but what a great build though, you know, and to do all that. And you know what, you won't see stuff like that again. Stuff like that back then is almost the equivalent of like the Bloodline, them holding on to all the titles and stuff, even though I think that's garbage. I hope to God they never do that stuff with the titles again. But yeah, I mean, but that build was not wrestling a match for over 18 months. What a great, I mean, it hurt Sting a little bit in the long run in terms of being ready for that one match, but man, that was such a good build. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I think and that's the other thing too, I think the biggest problem with the NWO stuff is that WCW, they needed a bit more wins under their belt. Like, I think NWO beat them one too many times. I think they almost made WCW look too, like, inept as opposed to competitive. So I wish they would have done a little bit more of that. But man, when you got like mid-96 through 97, even 98 had some magic too. Oh fuck yeah, oh my god, that Luger win, that was fantastic. And here's the thing, Luger, if you rewatch that stuff, Luger was kind of underratedly so, getting a great push, and he was getting over really awesome. Yeah, him losing it back at that pay-per-view was garbage. What they should have done is that they should have told Hogan, yeah, no, we're gonna have Luger retain at the pay-per-view. We gotta build Luger up as a big star, and here's the thing, if we have Luger lose at the pay-per-view, it's gonna ruin him, and we don't want to do that. Like, yeah, exactly, a month. You didn't, oh, he's gonna go for the jackknife. Yeah, he doesn't need to hold on to it for like eons. Oh no, we got new tag champions. Look at that. Stevens and Brockwinkle are the new TWN tag champs. Yeah. Oh, 96. Look at that. What a clash there. Man, all these matches are greatly making up for the fact the first one got a 59. So when it comes to like billing the rewards, I'll probably put the rewards, like popularity points, I'll probably put them under TBF because this is your tag stuff. Since you're separating your tags with one promotion and singles with the other, I'll probably do your tag rewards with TBF and your single stuff with SWA unless you mix and match somehow or whatnot. Then I'll adjust that accordingly. Yeah, massive win there. Now for the main event. GSW's Chris Jericho is going to be challenging SWA Stevie Richards for the big belt here. Alright, let's see how it goes here. Yeah, I think the and at the end of the day, that's what really messed WCW up more than anything is the fact that they just didn't book right. And here, I'll give this about Vince. For all of his faults, in his prime, not his old years, in his prime, he had a clear vision and he stuck with it. And it was his way or the highway. You didn't disrespect him. You didn't do all that other fucked up shit that AEW guys get away with Tony. He's like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And yeah, right or wrong, like, because even though he got some things right, he got a lot of stuff wrong. But, you know, when it went right, it went right. And here's the thing, he made the right call. Instead of heavily relying on veterans, he built up the younger guys. And it paid off in dividends. Because you had all these fresh faces come up all at once, all raring to go, very competitive and hungry. And it showed throughout the card. Like, that whole Attitude Era from, like, the lowest of card to the highest of the card. Like, you'll hear audiences cheering when they come out. And if you can get it to a point where almost, like, at least half the roster is getting, like, mid to high cheers or boos, depending on their alliance of heel or face, you're gold. Like, anyone, you're ready to go. It's like developing a college football team. And your roster's just stacked of guys just ready to go. Like, are perfect for everything. Like, in WCW, they could have had that if they put their veterans down at the wayside a bit and made room for the younger guys. But they didn't want to do that. Or they couldn't, based on the contracts they had with guys. I will say this, WCW revamped the Big Bang. I'm always going to be curious, because to be honest, I think it would have been TNA, only WCW. That's what it seems like. Hell, even one of the locations they thought of having their stuff at was Orlando, Florida. I mean, but man, I think when it comes down to it, I mean, you gotta give TNA credit. I mean, they survived a lot of shit, and I think them getting this working relationship with WWE is probably the biggest compliment you can give them after all that they've been through and everything. I mean, it's a shame that they fired some guys like Scott and them. I would have wished they would have kept them, but I'm thinking that they're probably wanting to work more and more with WWE. And I think they just wanted kind of a clear path to that. Oh, look at the creepy death cover.
1, 2.
Ooh.
5 minutes gone.
Well, Kimura lock. Jericho's kind of struggling here.
Give up. Yeah. Give up. Give up.
Ooh. Oh, big knee right there. Hurts the leg a little bit.
Give up. Give up.
Oh, face crusher.
Yeah.
Going for that lion tamer.
Give up. Give up. Give up. Break.
Ooh. Also, I think my favorite Chris Jericho era is probably WCW era. Like, I think he's great in the WWE as well when he was there too. He did some cool stuff there. And I guess early AEW stuff was solid, but man, lately with the way Jericho's been, ugh. Like, it's definitely, it's something. But yeah, he could benefit of a disappearance for a bit. Oh, look, another retention for Stevie Richards. 89, nice. All right. All right, we had a pretty solid show here. Let's see, we had 2 title changes. Yeah, you guys are on fire right now. I mean, Backlund currently is a Triple Crown guy because he has the TWN Hardcore title, he has the SWA TV title, and he has the GSW Tap Out title. So if he, I said this before, and I need to put this in the Discord, in the new rulebook, but a new addition to getting Hall of Fame eligibility is if you end the season as a Triple Crown guy, either in singles or tags. Yeah, I've been trying. Oh yeah, it's. Yeah, I've always thought about like how because I know a bit ago there was a discussion about if we have too many TWN titles, but I think we got just enough of amount, like the perfect amount, because we have the big singles and tags, we have the mid card stuff with the secondary ones of national tag, because I think with the amount of tag teams we got, we definitely need that. Got the broadcasting here. Let's see. The junior for the lightweight guys. Women's, because we do have some women wrestlers. There's not really a lot of. There's only one women's promotion, but I know there's a few promotions that have women's divisions, so that there's something there. And of course, hardcore division there. And then all that indie belt stuff. but yeah, I mean, and a big thing too, and I'm glad I did this. I wish I thought about it sooner. Is all these like belts having their own little bonus rewards that you can use individually. So you could have your own different strategies and motivations for going after a belt. So they kind of have their own identity and they're not all just, hey, just add more to the pile. Let's see, streaming schedule. Tomorrow, trying to think, like, I should book my shows, but I don't know if I'll have them up, ideas up and within the day. I might do something else, unless someone else, like, unless it's Star Fox, DPS, or Eli put shows together, I might just do something else tomorrow. I might still do. Maybe I'll get back on that SVR 06 GM mode. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. I'll try to put my booking in because I really should get those done so we can kind of keep progressing on things. Yeah, outside of that, stuff's progressing pretty well. Gonna, I'm gonna maybe come. So, but also RCW stuff. I gotta do a chapter update because I'm kind of thinking. I know for a bit I was thinking about switching games for RCW stuff, but I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Maybe do a little group talk with some guys. But yeah, I do plan on doing a stream or two tomorrow, but we'll have to see what they're gonna be. I don't have anything yet on that, just some ideas. But yeah, outside of all that though, that's gonna do it for this specific stream here. Thanks for watching, guys. In case you guys wanted to chat with anyone at the camping company, you didn't want to use the YouTube comment section, we do have a couple options. First one is we have a Discord channel. You can find a link to that in the About page / About section of our channel. We also have a community tab in our channel as well. You can access that anywhere at any time. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.